Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Thanks for joining us. There's a ton of questions in here, and we're not going to answer any of them.
We're going to be showing off Marvel Heroes 2.1. I'm Mjolnir. That's how you actually pronounce it. This is Doomsaw. You don't know who that is, don't worry.
Hi.
We're going to be showing off Ghost Rider, Asgard, tons of cool stuff today.
Okay, so our video guy is playing Ghost Rider. You've obviously seen a lot of him. Someone on the stream mentioned that we spent about twice as long in engineering and VFX for Ghost Rider, which is true. We had an engineer dedicated to just his motorcycle, which is why it looks so good. The engineer doing it was actually a motorcycle driver himself. So you have, good, oh yeah, you've got it on screen right now.
Do the bank turn.
Yeah, turn a lot. So the physics are pretty accurate on the motorcycle, which is awesome. Yep. And it is actually the fastest movement power in the game right now. It's faster than any of the flights, because obviously it's a motorcycle, and motorcycles go a lot faster than you fly. If you've seen Top Gun, you know that to be true.
Iron Man, chump change. Motorcycle, where it's at.
Yes. Alright, so here's some questions. This one's really easy, so I'm not giving you any kind of credit for it, but will Hulkbuster be in the store? Obviously he'll be in the store.
Yeah, we'll show him off later, because he's pretty amazing.
Yep. You want to hear the voice of Ghost Rider. Okay, you're going to have to buy him. That's reasonable. That's another question answered. That's 2. 5 more to go. Where's the Gaz Xmas party going to be at? It is on the Shield helicarrier, and we will be wearing...
That's level 7.
Parachutes. Oh, it's level 7. Okay, this guy is level 5. Okay. The game audio is too loud. The rent is too damn high. We'll turn that down. Yeah, we'll put it at 5%. Or we'll just turn it off. Doesn't really matter.
He does have some good sounds for his
He does have some amazing sounds, but you guys have heard the game before. Yeah. Admiral Crusher.
You'll be seeing a lot of him, I'm sure.
Okay. A gentleman, I assume, named Limos Ramos, pretty good name, says, are we going to have a real MOBA-style PvP mode? With each hero having 4 abilities, etc., etc. Funny story, we actually had a mode like that planned, with each hero having just a few of his iconic abilities, and we decided it was too boring for the game. We have heroes with 25 plus abilities. Heroes alone just have 4 different types of movement powers for a lot of them, so we are not going to have the 4 ability MOBA style map, but we will have other PvP maps which are in design right now.
They have some pretty cool ones coming out.
That's right. So the deal with this PvP mode is that it's a way for us to get to know whether we can do a PvP mode, whether any kind of semblance of balance actually exists, whether or not we can have rewards for PvP, anti-AFK tech, structures that can be killed and dealt with in special ways. And we're finding that the answer is yes, we can definitely have all those things. It's just a matter of a little bit of tuning, a little bit of engineering. It's definitely possible. The mode we have right now is medium fun, because it's kind of unbalanced to a few heroes. But yeah, we're going to bring the fun level up. We're going to turn it up just like we turned up Daredevil's DPS.
It's considerably up.
Yes, it is.
Same with Captain America. Captain America feels pretty stout right now.
Yes. Captain America's DPS has been increased, and that should be the headline for the next 2 weeks.
Just that. Even though we have Ghost Rider and Asgard. Which we're currently in Siege of Asgard right now, fighting rock trolls, frost giants, dark elves, Cronins, the stone men. All kinds of good stuff.
Question from Fatho Mop. A really good question. Will heroes and villains be fighting each other? The answer is absolutely yes, they'll be fighting each other, but you will not be playing a villain. You'll be playing someone who's on the side of the good guys for a while. So, for example, we all know that a certain Dr. Doom was part of the Future Foundation. We know that Magneto was oftentimes a good guy.
He's currently on the X-Men right now. Although he's with Cyclops, so it's arguable if he's a good guy.
Yep. I think he's a good guy. We also know that Juggernaut is
He wavers.
he does whatever he pleases.
He wavers quite a bit.
He goes where he pleases.
He goes where he pleases, does what he wants. If he feels that if that helping out the heroes right now is going to work out, he'll do it.
Right.
Whatever's in his favor.
Dr. Doom 80 asks, is Dr. Doom one of the 2 advanced pack surprise characters? And the answer is, I don't know.
I mean, we should elaborate on the advanced pack, like especially the surprise characters, or not surprise characters, but the unannounced characters, because we've got a lot of questions about that, like why are there 2 characters unannounced?
Right.
So Doomsaw has a good answer.
Yes. We have 2 characters unannounced because we can't decide.
This is honestly true.
Yes. We want to do Rogue really badly. We want to do Mr. Fantastic really badly. We want to do Blade. We want to do a couple more that we haven't talked about. And we are definitely going to do them all, so it's just a matter of deciding which 2 get done first.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ghost Rider is tearing it up. All that hellfire, the sweet, sweet hellfire.
Yeah, Ghost Rider is pretty insane.
He has some awesome stuff.
We have a lot of VFX artists from different industries, including video games and motion pictures, and they get very excited when they have challenges. So they kind of fought each other to do Ghost Rider.
They're also all big Ghost Rider fans, so
Yes.
that helps too.
Yes. And they just keep stepping it up. We did not have the tech for his molten chains before we did him. We had to program the tech. Basically, they are animated attachments. They're almost like little heroes of their own. And so we basically gave them a new costume when they become molten, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, when you use Chains of Blaze, which applies like a dot to them and it makes them apply hellfire effects, which I think we're about to see.
So
amazing.
Vladco92 says you should finish the Fantastic Four before doing some of the other heroes, which I agree with.
That's fair. I totally agree.
We have some very specific reasons why we want to do the Fantastic Four pretty soon. No spoilers. That's one of the reasons that we...
I don't know what that could possibly be.
It's unclear.
It's very unclear.
That's why we brought up Invisible Woman. Number 1, because we thought we could do some really, really cool stuff with her. And number 2, because we need all the Fantastic Four to be around later this year. Unclear why.
I'm actually really excited for Invisible Woman. I think that she has a lot of potential both as an attacker and a support character with really things that we've never done before.
Right. Donarman81 said Daredevil and Captain America were buffed. What about Cyclops? And the answer is yes, definitely Cyclops was majorly buffed in multiple ways. Number 1, his concussive force passive now has a tremendously high amount of energy damage. So that is his primary time to kill enhancer in his kit. So as you know, since all powers that are relatively the same area, relatively the same size, and range, they have basically the same base damage. In fact, they have exactly the same base damage. So what tells a hero's true time to kill is what is in their kit. Those can be situational things like damage versus slowed, damage versus webbed, etc. Or they can be triggered things like hit someone with your katanas and get a defensive buff, or that sort of thing. Or they can just be pure bonuses to damage, like Cyclops is obviously one of the strongest energy projectors in the game, so he just has flat bonus energy damage. In addition, Cyclops got a nice buff to his melee tree.
Yeah, his martial arts.
Yep, because Punch Clops is a viable build that 1% of the players use.
One of the coolest uniques in the game, the Legacy of Punch Clops.
Legacy of Punch Clops. We also introduced a mini mechanic, should you choose to use it, where his knockdown kick will give you a buff to damage. And actually, we had originally put that as melee damage. Then one of the either whitelist testers or a tester suggested that he get it for all damage because it's just fun gameplay. Yeah. Sweep someone's leg, which is actually the best. It is
sweep the leg, always sweep the leg.
Yes, sweep the leg and then do damage.
So Ghost Riders, he just took down Malekith just now in Siege of Asgard with the help of the Thor, And a Hulkbuster Iron Man, which is pretty amazing.
I see Hydra medallion procs, the best medallion in the game on all my heroes.
Oh, that's true. I saw your Deadpool was rocking the big green awesome shields.
There's just no reason not to use it.
Yeah, it's great for your team. It's great for you. That's really. I really like any item that invokes a lot of team play.
I like you. So Cyclops, in addition to Concussive Force, which was a huge buff, his martial arts, if you wanted more defense, you can take it. It's a new skill. If you want to use his leg sweep, you can. His charge up power, all the charge up powers were buffed actually. In addition...
Oh yeah, that's a huge change.
Yeah. In addition, which is not in today's patch, I don't think, or there maybe...
No, it is.
We
just tried it. We can show how it looks with Burn the Treads.
Oh god, Burn the Treads.
Burn the Treads is really great.
Best.
So you can hold them now, and
god.
he keeps cranking it.
Yep.
And you can turn it up to full, or you can just let it go quick if you want to show that.
Yeah.
You just boom, you just shoot it off, so you don't have to wait a full 1 second anymore. Now you have full control over when you want to fire it, or if you want to just do quick damage and get out of the way, if you want to hold it up and really aim it at the boss. So if you're fighting Rhino in Midtown, something like that. And this applies to every charge of power in the game. So like
Rock Raccoon, Cable.
Iron Man's Unibeam is this way now, and we're actually moving that to level 2, because it feels very good at early levels when you have full control over it. It's a very powerful attack.
Yep.
So as you're working through like the bank and stuff, you can hit poor Black Cat with the giant Unibeam of Doom.
Yep. The other Cyclops buff we gave, we noticed that Cyclops, one of the reasons his DPS was lower is that the very infrequent amount of time to kill enhancers in his kit really hurt him. So we gave him one of the better time to kill enhancer mechanics, which is dots. Dots are free damage. They're ticking while you're doing other stuff. That's why Cable does so much DPS. That's why Jean Grey, Human Torch, they do so much DPS because they have multiple dots going. So in a recent patch, probably out today or if not tomorrow, his Explosive Blast, which is the internal name. I forget what the external name is.
I think it might actually be.
Okay.
Or it's that.
It now offers a dot for people who want to maximize their DPS. Should choose that.
Yeah, in general, his kit feels a lot more fleshed out with what he has.
Lavis. Oh, I remember Lavis. Lavis 2004. He's talking about Deadpool's ranged build. It was Week's latest patch, and we do have plans to bring it up. As you know, with this patch, we've been focused a lot on time to kill testing, which is one of the 2 relevant tests in the game. There's 2 relevant tests in the game. One is time to kill, one is time to live. How much DPS you actually do is actually irrelevant. What the numbers say are irrelevant. What matters is how are you relative to other heroes. So we all know that. Anyway, Deadpool's ranged build relative to other heroes was still a couple percentage points back. So we did a couple things for it, but I think we want to do 1 or 2 more tweaks just to make sure it is as competitive as his melee build, which is doing really, really well. His melee build
is beastly.
Yes.
It has one of the better time to kill.
Yes. So that is a good question.
It feels really good.
One of the great things, guys, with the DPS rework is that we know exactly how powerful every hero is. So if you have a forum post where someone doesn't quite know how to play a new hero yet, we can say, hey, it actually has the same time to kill as other people once you get to know them. Once you get to understand their dot rotation or their triggered abilities or their conditional bonuses, etc. So there's no chance now, crossing fingers, there's no chance of releasing a hero that's stupidly overpowered and then having to nerf him, which feels bad, or releasing a hero that's just not as strong as others. When is Galactus coming? Unclear. Are there going to be, replay XZ? Are there going to be legendaries in the new area of Asgard? Odin is sleeping right now.
He's a sleepy guy.
But I've heard from a source that the armory in Asgard is full for now, but some may come.
What about his quests? Is he giving quests for Low Asgard as well?
Yes, he is.
I've seen questions about that as well.
Yeah.
So
with the activity that's in Lower Asgard, Odin wants you to go and clean that stuff up. So there are many more quests for Lower Asgard. In addition, one of our mission designers, whose forum name is the best, which is Ladies and Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and Gentlemen.
It's a great forum name.
Yes. Ladies and Gentlemen is working on Quest for all terminals. So he just checked in a bunch of code for that, and maybe shipping this patch or maybe next patch. So eventually all terminals will have things like go to the Magia warehouse, kill Doc Ock, knock over the Wilson Fisk statue, which is really annoying, right outside Doc Ock's room.
I always blow it up every time I walk through.
Destroy a bunch of machinery and kill gangsters.
Hey, we don't kill.
That's right.
We defeat.
It's like a Schwarzenegger movie. It's like the Schwarzenegger movie where he was a gangster and he has slick back hair.
Is that Raw Deal?
Could have been, I think it was Raw Deal. Yeah.
Let's not turn this into an Arnold live stream. We're actually going to have one later, all about Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's not true, but I wish it was.
You're a funny guy, Rolner. I like you. That's why I'm going to kill you last.
Oh.
I wish Harry Tasker was here. He's the best.
Well, he's the best because of his name is an Arnold reference. But again, Marvel Heroes. We should talk about Ghost Rider's kit.
Okay, wait. Someone had a really good question.
Good questions.
Wow, I gotta slow this down. There's just too many things. Too many things. Okay.
That's a lot of good questions, actually. I can see.
How do you pause this? Doomsaw, will there be further changes to dodge? Definitely not. Dodge is really, really smart at 50% mitigation. You can change the name to whatever. You might change it to Glancing Blows, doesn't matter. But having it 50% mitigation makes dodge characters a lot more viable, since the damage can be tuned around moderate packets of damage that can be healed or avoided, rather than super spiky packets of damage that get people killed and are not fun. So it will not be changed, but we have already balanced the entire game around it. Once you play on Test Center today, you will notice that if you're a dodge hero,
it feels a lot better.
You're very, very, very happy.
Yeah, you no longer have the feeling of like, oh, I dodge 60% of the time, but the one time I didn't dodge, I exploded. Like, so now you'll be dodging and you're reducing, and we can tune the mobs around not exploding you.
Yep.
That's pretty good, I think.
Pod 272 asked a standard question that everybody asks and should not receive a prize for that. Note. Symbiote costume for sale, unfortunately, is not for sale. Because the Ultimate Pack owners took a big risk. They went to Vegas and they said, is this game going to be good? Turns out it wasn't that great when it launched, but now it's awesome. So it paid off.
Especially this patch. This patch has changed the game.
Yep. However, there are other Spider-Man costumes coming, and there is a guy named Venom, which looks a lot like the symbiote.
He's very similar. He has teeth. He's a little more teethy, though.
Right. Question on pet builds. Wow, this is scrolling way too fast.
That's a...
Oh, okay. Coldbane. Awesome, Coldbane. Good to see you, sir.
I recognize that name.
Yes. Are there going to be unique drops for bosses like the Hand of Doom? And the answer is yes.
Absolutely, yeah.
Our intent is to add 1 or 2 unique drops to every boss, so you can farm them and do like Wilson Fisk runs or MODOK runs. 2 things that are going in is MODOK's chair is going in to the game, which is unique, looks really cute. And Wilson Fisk's cane is going into the game, and they drop exactly where you expect them to drop in the new Wilson Fisk terminal. That's in this patch, and the MODOK terminal.
The aim weapon series.
Yep. And so we will.
We should check this. We should check the Wilson Fisk terminal out.
Oh yeah, we should check it out.
We'll bring Ghost Rider there, see how he fares.
That's one of my favorite zones.
Let's do that. What is this room? Oh, this is the Malekith fight.
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. With the ether.
Oh, yeah.
So Malekith came here and he found the ether. I don't want to spoil too many things.
Yep.
It's very cool. And he's kind of tough, actually.
An element of trivia that's kind of cool and behind the scenes is this Malekith was modeled after the bad guy in Thor 2, The Dark World, and we had that about a year ago. So we were able to model everything and add all these mobs and make sure the textures were perfect, make sure our artists had everything
and really
solid.
We also, I feel like we really captured the visual effects for the ether as they are in The Dark World with the really cool twisting red and black. I think it's a really cool look.
Yeah.
I think they did a fantastic job. By extension, so did we on adapting it.
Oh, this is a great thing. Can Uncle Cluster said, can Kingpin's unique be called Fisky Business? Great suggestion. The answer is no, but still, that's a very, very good
Uncle
suggestion.
Cluster is a good Phantom X reference.
Psylocke said I would never talk about newly released uniques, which is true. I said I would not talk about them, but I could not possibly stop myself.
This guy just loves spoilers.
ETA. Oh, Honorian. Happy birthday again, sir. Your wife's muffins were great. And he asks when the Rhino keychain unique is coming out, and it's going to be out tomorrow. Mañana. So Honorian, his wife, emailed us on the no, different person. Fucking dumb. Next thing is that why are uniques usually weaker than cosmics? Trickshaw. Oh, Trickshaw the troll. Love him. A lot of uniques are actually much stronger than cosmics. You've probably never had a Horizon Labs web shooter shoot you.
That thing is crazy.
Yeah, but some are worse in certain situations. Like Thor's leg wraps are not good unless you're in a party, for example.
Right.
So
And there's also some that are very like build heavy, like the my personal favorite unique in the game. Are you aware of what it is?
Your personal favorite unique?
Yeah.
That's the one I designed. Deadpool's daddy device.
No. That's a great design, but it's the one I designed, with the Davy Crockett nuclear device.
Oh, that was really good. the new
So that one is really good if you play a Punisher who uses missiles,
Yep.
like a rocket Punisher. But if you're a flamethrower Punisher, a Cosmic will be better for you because that one essentially doesn't offer you much. But we wanted to create an item that basically let a certain type of Punisher have his own thing. We do that for a lot of uniques. So there are cases where Cosmics are kind of the catch-all, and so if you're really trying to maximize EPS with a build that's not as nuanced, those are going to be better. But I think it's important to have uniques that let people play the way they want to play. So it's like if you really like Rocket Launcher Punisher, you have something out there that makes you the man, and it makes you pretty. There's the white flash.
Yes.
It's so good.
It was
Cosmic Cupcake did a really good job in
yes.
creating that one.
I think there should be at least one unique for every hero that makes you say, I have to play this hero.
Right.
Because I want the nuclear device.
I think that's fair. I think that's totally fair.
If I was Jack Bauer, I would say, tell me where the nuke is. All right.
Well, it would
thanks
be
for caring
in
about
PvP.
the game.
It would be in your face.
Thank you. Spidey needs unique web shooter for melee build. Agreed.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Buttmaster X calls me Dupe Saw, which is awesome because it's playable Dupe 2014 confirmed. He says, will the rate of costumes everybody increase? No. We've got to make a living somehow. Are we going to see Iceman? Absolutely, we're going to see Iceman. I'm very excited about Iceman.
Loki's visual effects were like a nice tease for how cool Iceman can be.
Yeah. Filipino No Jane Bueno said, are we going to see unique rings, etc.? Yes, we have many unique rings and insignias designed.
We actually have the first PvE focused unique ring in this patch.
Oh, that's right.
Which is available through Siege. I'm not going to spoil too much how you get it, but there's a PvE focus.
Dum Dum Dugan's
No,
ring?
it's Siege of Tyr, or it's the Signet of Tyr.
Okay.
The Norse god of war.
Awesome.
It's got one hand. It's very cool though.
How many heroes do we plan to make in 2014? I'd say at least 12. Sometimes we make more when we get super inspired.
It's true. I
would love to make 20. Some people like to do pure Midtown Legendary quests. That's cool. You have to pay the re-roll. Re-roll has still been half price since launch because a lot of quests were not working right.
Right.
We have to set it to normal price at some point.
Not this patch.
Get in your legendaries now.
We love you. I think the thing that's interesting about the legendary quests when I play, because I play quite a bit and I do a lot of legendary quests to level, is that they make me go other places, and I think that's my favorite part about them. Is because it's like, oh yeah, Savage Land, like I want to go adventure in the Savage Land for a while.
Golan Bender, remember him?
He collects all the uniques in the legendary stats.
He asked what the new artifact does. I cannot tell you. Yeah.
New uniques, new artifacts.
A person
good stuff.
asked if they will be getting Daredevil in their random splinter box. Yes, they will.
If he prophesies that, let us know, please. We need screenshots.
How do I pause this?
Although that new Daredevil costume coming out, the I'm Not Daredevil or holiday costume is coming out with this patch, and it's maybe my favorite costume in the entire game. Well, there's also Hulkbuster. Hey, we're showing off I'm Not Daredevil in the store with his candy cane billy clubs, which are the greatest thing ever.
Awesome.
He looks kind of familiar.
I know. That was me. Halloween. Juggernaut's mechanics will feature a momentum-based mechanic. And of course, he has the ability that you absolutely think he would have, the most iconic ability possible, which is chasing Kitty Pryde.
Through building. That's a terrible word.
We know raids are coming. Are there any plans for more 5-man content? Yes, there are. We have a new level of terminal coming, Beyond Red. It should be here in a month or two. Plus, sometime in 2014, we have an unlimited dungeon mode for 5-man teams, which is looking really sick.
Here's the we're in the Kingpin Wilson Fisk terminal now, so you guys can replay Wilson Fisk, the Fisk Tower at any level now because of terminals. And did he just find a unique?
Oh, what do you get? Read it.
Oh, you got what is it? Craig Crash Simpson engineer boots. That's actually a crazy good unique.
Oh yeah,
that's his slot 4.
Fix. It was fixed.
It was. I wish it was.
Any teases for Psylocke? She will be a ninja.
She'll have a psychic knife. I think that's fair to say.
What was the design philosophy behind removing Gambit's secondary resource? People just weren't digging it, so we removed it. That's all. We didn't double it. We zeroed it. We're doing performance on improvements on the game from a tech perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot in this patch, and there's always more coming. We have many members of our team are constantly working on improving all aspects of performance.
Yes.
Both server side and client side.
Marasha said, tell us about the team-up system. So we will. The team-up system is planned to come out in 2014. There is one goal with the team-up system, very simple goal, and that is put heroes into the game that would not otherwise make it in any reasonable time frame. So with the team-up system, we can put in dozens of heroes that would otherwise be considered too niche to actually have in the game. Having said that, there are some heroes that will definitely be a team-up because in the comics they're very flavorfully team-up characters, but then will also be released. War Machine's a good example. He will be a team-up, but he will also be his own hero. One of the first team-ups we're going to release is, of course, Spider-Man.
Marvel Team-Up, one of the best comic series ever made.
Spider-Man started the concept of team-ups as a whole, and we're going to honor that, and he will be the first team-up. Citizen Filibuster, one more thing. In addition, we are going to put Sif as a team-up Sif as a team-up for Asgard.
Very nice.
Yes, and we want to do things like the original Human Torch as a team-up, Kitty Pryde as a team-up, who will also be possibly playable.
I have a laundry list, very, very long list of characters I would love to see.
Yes.
But
80s Shadowcat.
It would otherwise take a while.
90s Jubilee.
90s Jubilee, yes.
Maybe a Cable and Deadpool team-up. Someone asked if we're going to see Cable's Scimitar, and yes, he will be getting that during his review.
Love that. I love that.
Obviously, just like Punisher gets his battle van. Yep.
As a Punisher player, that is one of the things I'm looking forward to most.
We're not going to do it
besides Moonman.
We're just going to delete him unless he gets his battle van, and we delete him. We have Frankencastle.
He's also Frankencastle is one of the best costumes in our game.
Jockster69. Wow, there's 68 other people with that name. Asks when are we going to balance PvP? I think the answer is probably 6 to 8 weeks at least to balance PvP.
Yeah, especially now that we have the DPS review in place.
Yeah. It'll never be perfectly balanced, but I think it'll be definitely playable in about 6 to 8 weeks, and then we'll launch out of beta. We'll jack up the prizes, and then we'll start working on ratings and rankings.
Nice.
Good question.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions about leaderboards and rankings and all that. It's a very good place for it, I think.
So team-ups, you guys have seen the new UI that we introduced. By the way, I love this fight. The Wilson Fisk fight was really good.
Yeah, I love the aspect of like having Electro and Bullseye coming out and all the ads from the Magia.
Yep. when I first played this game and I saw this fight, I knew I wanted to keep playing this game.
I agree. It's one of the best fights in the game by far.
So team ups they already have an item slot. They are going to be between the costume and then team insignia. If you open the inventory tab right now, you can see we reserved a slot for it right beside your costume.
Nice.
And you'll be able to use your team up in two ways. One, you can just have your team up beside you, and you get a small passive benefit, or you can summon them and they'll do some kind of small thing for you. Like Jarvis might, I don't know, give you some loot every couple hours, or someone will fight for you. The key is we don't want to force people to have pets, so we want to make sure each team up has a passive benefit and also an in-game benefit. So it's your choice.
Makes sense.
If you don't
Can Aunt May bring you wheat cakes?
Yes, she can.
Okay. Does Spider-Man get a special bone? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Too far.
That's okay. Reported.
Gonna ban me from our Twitch.
A person asks why don't Elektra and Bullseye immediately try to kill each other. It's a long story is the answer.
There might be a story there, though,
Yep.
that we haven't told yet.
ETA and X23 and Beast, we definitely want to do them. We are not exactly sure where they will fit in the calendar. One of the reasons we specifically did not put X23 and Beast on the advanced pack is because they could be cheaper heroes. They could be 200 Splinter heroes, and we did not want to put any 200 Splinter heroes in the advanced pack so that people who bought it got full value.
Makes sense.
And it's trivial to get 200 Splinters. We can do that in a week. Someone asked for Pizza Dog. Yep. Howard the Duck for Team Up. Not for Team Up, but as a pet. Is streaming more often something you guys are considering? Yeah, I think that's reasonable. The Lone Wolf Shepherd, that is a reasonable thing to do.
It's a ton of fun. I mean, I think it's a lot of fun. It's a great way to interact with you guys. And we get to show off I'm Not Daredevil.
Yep.
With these sweet, sweet candy cans.
Someone asked about Dark Horde 69. Oh, again, 68 people.
68.
I can't believe it. Blue terminals ever going to be useful again? Yes, they will be revamped. We have a strike team who's going to revamp them and bring them back.
Yep.
There's some very cool game mechanics there, including the limited deaths, the timed element, the random boss element. All those are fun. They add variety. We just have to clean up the gameplay, balance them, maybe optimize the zone, and ship it. Doomsaw add in-game stopwatch, possibly, although everyone has an iPhone. So
hey, some people have Android.
yes. Will Havoc be a team-up for Cyclops? I could see Havoc being a potential team-up for sure. Maybe not in the first few ones.
He's in our game, too. He's an NPC.
Yep.
Whoa, Hulkbuster posing in the back. Wow.
That is a costume.
That is the man. Look how big he is. Somebody used a size-up artifact.
On Hulkbuster?
Yeah. So.
That is not shocking to me. Oh, you're loading up Rocket Raccoon. Awesome. You should go to a terminal and show us 6 turrets. No waiting. I love Rocket Raccoon. His DPS now is equal to everybody else.
Yeah, he's phenomenal now.
You do not have to worry about... So that's a good thing with the DPS rework. Because the whitelist testers and the public and our internal guys with amazing spreadsheets and software tools, we're able to get people's DPS so close. Now it doesn't really matter what hero you choose. You can just literally choose any hero you want, knowing that Gazillion is going to ensure that time to kill on all heroes is really, really close.
Yeah, so basically any hero should be viable. And there's
Yes.
no reason for that to not be the case.
Yes.
And we totally agree, because we've been asked for that for months, and it's time.
Yep. Will we bring back chase costumes? No, we will not bring back chase costumes. But maybe you're asking when in the store. I think the store guys do it every few months.
Yeah, that's fair. I
If
think
you
it's a fair estimation.
ask Austin nicely, he'll do it.
Mr. A-Fong, too.
Will team-ups be in the store or Attorney Splinters or Quested? For sure Attorney Splinters, probably in the store too. And I think it'd be cool to have some sort of epic quests to get one.
Almost like a super rare version.
Yes.
I think I see what you're dropping there.
Yeah. Who am I most excited to play now in 2.1? Wow, that is a really good question. That's from JBOKU. Man, that's really tough. I think Rocket Raccoon would be really up there. Now knowing that his time to kill with his insane number of turrets and Groot beasting it and just DPS upgrades all over the place.
Yeah, Groot gets work done.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. Also, Captain America, we've been tweaking him over and over, and his DPS is pretty darn high right now.
Yeah. I think I'm really excited to play Punisher because he only got improved. We just made a change to a rifle shot where it scales with ranks in attack speed. So his rifle shot is going to feel faster and more like a machine gun. And then, of course, Ghost Rider. I am so insanely excited to level Ghost Rider to 60 on the live server.
Yes.
He has some awesome uniques. He has awesome powers. His ultimate is one of the coolest things in the game. Did we show off the ultimate at all? We should show off the ultimate. It's called Hell on Wheels.
For Ghost Rider, yeah.
Yeah, it is maybe my favorite ultimate. I'm not supposed to play favorites, though.
Yeah. I think someone said holy attack speed when they saw maybe the turrets.
Oh yeah, the turrets. The turrets. They also get work done.
Very interesting. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God, those.
We could
turrets.
do curse.
That's a good question. Correct. Oh my God, those turrets are correct. You seem to be weirdly silent when Wasp is mentioned. We would definitely want to do Wasp.
Yeah, for sure.
We have talked about Wasp. We've talked about Ant-Man and other smaller characters. We will for sure do them. It won't be 2014, but it could be 2015.
Growing and shrinking, I think, could be a really exciting mechanic for our game. It's really unique.
A question about whether we'll see Captain America's new costume with release of the movie.
Oh, for Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I think we could do that.
I think we should.
Yeah. Winter Soldier actually is a great place to put a lot of cool team-ups. Captain America has had a ton of really good team-ups over the years. Almost all of them are in his movie, so I think you will see that coming. Doomsaw, will we see Gambit's 90s costume? I don't know. Will we? Unclear. Okay.
We did just announce a new Gambit costume, which is Gambit as Death, the Horseman of Apocalypse. And that comes with the advanced pack.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're very excited for that one.
That's going to be a good one.
So good. It's an enhanced costume, too. So it's going to have new VO, and he's crazy awesome.
I also think, as of today, Gambit will be top DPS with everyone else, finally. So that's going to be really good. Do you plan to add... Oh, my gosh. This is going so fast. Blade, please. Yes, Blade is going to come. Marvel has given us the thumbs up for Blade, so we're going to do it.
I'm very excited for Blade.
Yes. Rune words. You want me to talk about rune words? So this company's president is David Brevik, and a lot of the engineers and stuff have worked on Diablo 2. So it's only natural that we want to do rune words. Plus, we are in the middle of, 4 or 5 months worth of Asgard content, trying to put out a little bit of Asgard stuff every month. As you can see, we have the Siege of Asgard and Loki.
And this is the Curse Terminal. We made sure to get that in so you could replay it as much as you wanted.
Cool. So, Viking rune words, which are going to be at an enchanter. There's going to be a new crafter called an enchanter, which you'll have the privilege and joy of leveling up, just like the other crafters. We'll have the rune word recipes. As someone posted on the forums, Uru forged items. You know that Uru is a material that holds enchantments very well. So Uru forged items will start dropping in the world.
For every hero.
Yes. They will drop mostly in Asgard, but you will also have a small chance of them dropping outside of Asgard. And we'll have unique rune words. So you'll be able to combine various runes to create and customize your weapon. There will not be any randomness on the weapons. It'll be sort of like create your own unique. So you decide what you want to do, you farm out the appropriate mats, and you go nuts. Some of the ideas for rune words are really cool. Some will be like the 2 rune words will be kind of standard and stuff that you would expect to see. But the 5 combination rune words will be really good.
5 combinations.
Yes.
That's a sentence.
question of when will Stark Tech items be released.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. The tech on those is not quite done, but
They're still in Stark's lab.
Yep, Tony's working on them night and day. They are really cool items. They are. Someone pointed out they're very much like the Asgard Unlock event.
Right.
You can use various types of gear to unlock them. Put in your uncommons, your epics, your rares. Put in a unique, put in a cosmic, and it will unlock affixes.
This is Ghost Rider's ultimate, Hell on Wheels,
yeah.
where he just goes back and forth on the screen, tearing everything up that you
Yeah.
can possibly imagine.
The stream is a couple minutes behind, so they can't quite see it yet.
Well, they'll see it as soon as they can hear me.
Roger that.
I'm very excited. I can't wait to play Ghost Rider 60. That's my next guy. I just finished Punisher.
Are we going to get Wesley Snipes to voice Blade? I bet he would do it. What else is he doing?
You can call him. Just give him a call. We'll call him on the stream. We won't call him on the stream.
Okay. Talk about the raid system. Rocky Nuts. That's fine.
He's the first of those, though.
There's Cream to help that. Talk about raid system. The raid system will be 10-person raids. We just finalized the design for the UI for the raids yesterday. So you will see on your screen your party, which has 5 people and 4 people right beside it. Their health bars will be in circles around them. You will have to hover over them to see their name, but it's a really tight UI. The first raid will have, I can't really announce the boss yet. We want to make that special.
Completely secret.
Nobody knows. But it's going to be super hot. They have, it's going to be a raid kind of like a very large 1 or 2 encounter World of Warcraft type raid combined. Right. So if you've played World of Warcraft, it's going to be much bigger than the Onyxia raid, but smaller than Molten Core. That type of thing.
Makes sense.
It is going to be extremely difficult. It's going to be no BS. You are not going to be able to wade in with your greens off your rank 16 gear vendor. You are going to have very, very good gear, and you will have to actually get out of the way of bad things and coordinate and farm up herbs for potions. No, that's a totally different game.
I think that's a different game.
Yes, but you will have to decide, okay, what am I going to do? What's Wolverine going to do? He's going to be single target DPS, keep leads on a boss.
Right.
Scarlet Witch is going to CC the heck out of these ads.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool. Our characters have come with a lot of cool mechanics that combining them.
You will have to find a Cyclops player who will be mandatory for his infinite buffs.
Yeah, his team buffs are ridiculous.
A Storm would be very, very good as well.
She has her. Yeah, she has all of her Tempests.
Yeah.
I think there's
Skid Row, who's awesome, said the rewards for raids. We still haven't finalized them. We do want to offer, obviously, a couple of drops that are mostly acquired in raids. Maybe have a very, very small chance to drop out of raids, infinitesimal, but drop at a higher consistent rate in raids.
Makes sense.
Someone said Galactus raid. Can't comment. Never even thought about that. When will other characters get their signature move? Actually, let me talk more about raids. Some of the most fun mechanics in the game are things like Bullseye's Take Cover, which require you to break line of sight, right. Or even Shocker's Cave In, or Doom's Cosmic Circles, which have brand new AI, by the way.
It's much better. It's a huge improvement.
Stuff that requires you to have some kind of gameplay interaction is obviously fun, and every encounter in the raids will have some kind of unique interaction like that, which is why you can't just get awesome gear and go to the raid and expect to face tank everything.
Yeah.
You have to get both awesome gear and you have to know how to use it correctly. Question of will Siberian Express, will the queue system work for raids? Yes, it will absolutely work for raids. So you can pug raids. We're considering having 2 levels of raids, so you could pug some and try to muddle through, or you can put the big boy pants on and get 10 people to do the higher skill raids. Raids are only level 60. It would be really hard to make them for lower levels. They're just going to be level 60. There might be 2 difficulties. TBD. Tell me what you think about that. Degen TP. Teleport is kind of a degenerate ability, if that's what he's talking about. Asks, when are achievements coming in? They are probably coming in the first half of the year.
Right. They're already hiding. There's already a tab there showing where they go.
We have the UI worked out for it. We just need to add tech for some of the more complicated achievements.
Right. I think raids will really play into that.
Yes, we want achievements and raids to launch fairly close together. I'm gonna have a drink of my rum and coke.
It's water. He's lying. It's water.
Yes. So achievements will be. We don't want to go totally nutty with a totally new achievement system that nobody likes. We're going to use achievements that people like, which means...
That seems safe.
Yes. There probably will not be kill 1,000 mobsters. Well, 1,000's not that much.
That's not that much.
There won't be kill 1,000,000 mobsters.
What about 2 million Molloids?
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I just really hate Molloids.
Everyone hates them.
From the ground, they're dirty, they're gross. Nobody likes them.
But we will have achievements like clear this terminal in this amount of time, or as Emma Frost, mind control a Cyclops minion from the Mr. Sinister fight. I like really flavorful things.
Yeah. I'd love to do a lot of like Marvel lore, like really like awesome references, like kind of in depth.
One of the things about Marvel lore is it's so deep. You can find a handful of unique achievements for every hero, which would be really fun. Any news about Captain America or Hawkeye's review? Yes, they will both be in January. We're figuring out exactly what we want to do. Now that everyone's DPS is going to be the same, that gives us a lot more freedom of what to do in the level 52 reworks. Previously, a lot of the 52 reworks were just they were cool and they added VFX. Actually, Iron Man added Infinite. Spider-Man was totally upgraded.
Yeah, he had a huge change.
Colossus lost his best ability, unfortunately, with Belly Flop or Steel Splash.
I still mourn for the Belly Flop.
But he got insanely OP, which is good. But anyway, now that people's time to live and time to kill are going to be the same, either with this patch or if there's further tweaking, which I'm sure we'll need in January, right, we don't have to worry about DPS in the rework. We can just worry about pure fun. So what does Hawkeye need? He needs a single target Spirit Spender. He needs some ultimate and some signature that is actually really, really insanely, stupidly fun.
Right.
We can focus on stuff like that. He needs 20 more melee abilities, obviously.
He doesn't. His 2 are fine.
So Hawkeye...
Although I did just have a discussion about Kate Bishop's melee abilities.
Yes.
And what they should look like. I'm not going to talk about it.
Okay.
I'm very excited for the Kate Bishop enhanced
There's
costume.
so many good questions here. I want to answer all these.
Did you want to also show off some of the new stuff today? Do you want to take a...
I do. Okay, let's do... Wait.
Or do you want to answer more? I'm freaking out.
Let's do like 15 minutes, and then I'll talk about some of the changes we made to the heroes.
Okay, sounds good.
So anyway, Hawkeye's DPS is going to be really solid, even before his 52 rework. However, his 52 rework and caps are going to be in January. The Kate Bishop costume, which I already teased on forums because I'm a bad person, is coming out and looks amazing.
It's so good.
Yes.
I'm so excited. I'm a huge fan of that character, and I can't wait.
Cap's DPS is very high. I mean, we can make DPS the same for everybody. Just you put numbers into a program. It's not hard.
Yeah, especially with
But we want to make him cool. You notice that we've been adding a lot of cool new animations throughout the past few months. So I see level 52 reworks as a way to add new animations, new smoothness, new powers that are just kind of off the charts, like the one-off or maximum spider, stuff like that.
Yeah, something that really just shows what that hero can do.
Basically, steal a Marvel vs. Capcom power for everyone, if they exist.
Cap has some good ones.
Yes. Yeah. Captain America has so many things we could do that were not done at launch. So I'm insanely excited about him. There will be too many good ideas for Captain America. We're gonna have to cut some.
That doesn't mean they can't come out later. There's always later.
Yeah. Oh, someone said, did I land on a decision for cosmic powers? Ah, that's nice. That's definitely in. Yeah.
Never mind.
What?
Never mind. Let's move
I
on.
understand. What about Sabretooth as a playable character? We have thought about it. He's pretty evil. A couple times he's been a good guy, but
even then, it was like, oh, well, I mean, there's Age of Apocalypse and Exile and stuff, but otherwise it just turned out that he was pulling fast one.
Yeah. So probably not Sabretooth, but maybe one day. Note that we do a lot of stuff based on Marvel storyline. You know that with some of the characters, we adjust their timing because of things that will happen in the storyline, and we make decisions about what's going on with them. So Sabretooth, if he becomes a good guy for the Future Foundation or whatever,
that'd be an interesting thing.
yes.
But yeah, I mean, the villains that we announced in the advanced pack are very clear-cut guys who have served as heroes, as anti-heroes, or are serving as heroes right now in the case of Magneto and kind of them.
Cabron 113 asked about Ghost Rider costumes. We have finished one of his costumes, actually. Can I spoil it? What if I spoiled
the one
it?
that is not the original? You mean?
Yeah. Like, what if I spoiled it?
That's fine.
Would you be okay with that?
I'll let you spoil it.
Okay.
You're allowed.
So the first Ghost Rider costume is his What If costume. What if he was a member of the Fantastic Four?
Right.
So he's got his Fantastic Four outfit on, which I really like. That one was pretty easy to make compared to the other one that we might do someday, which has a horse.
You said it.
Oh, shit.
That is his most, I would say, his most frequently requested costume.
Yep. Of course, giving him the horse is a massive undertaking. Requires all new animations, new VFX, new modeling.
His costume alone in that is very complicated.
However,
without the horse,
we should still do it. I mean, it's a
too
Marvel
good.
game. It's just for fun.
It's too good not to.
A lot of things we decide to do are just for fun. Question from... Oh, that's a terrible question. I'm not going to answer that one because I don't want that guy to win.
At least he didn't use anyone's name.
Someone asked Playable Vision. Yeah, we do want to do Playable
Absolutely.
Vision. He could conceivably be a team up too. He's teamed up here.
I think, yeah, temporarily. I mean, he's an Avenger. The Avengers have been all over the place.
Yep. Indestructible Hulk.
You wanna?
Okay, yeah, we have him too.
He's on the list.
Spoiled. Sorry.
Spoiled. Sorry. I'm very excited for that one as well.
Yep.
So much of our costume choosing goes into like what is really cool.
Yeah.
Like what are the coolest looks for these guys that we could do next, and
Like-
also like what are fans also asking for? Usually those are exactly the same because people like cool stuff.
Yep. Like the next Thor one. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
The next Thor
Playable
one is-
Professor X. We do. I would like to do Playable Professor X. I don't see why not. Definitely not 2014, and I do want to do him.
Could you do?
And also make him a character. So that'd be good. Will Ultron make an appearance? Most likely, yes, in 2015. Duh.
Maybe my favorite Avengers villain ever.
Yep.
So I'll be fighting for him.
Lady Loki, Notorious Megan. Did we already spoil the Lady Loki costume? Did I do that?
Well,
Did I
you just did.
that?
You
Yeah.
did post some wonderful Olivier art.
Oh, that's right.
Olivier
Sorry,
Coipel.
spoiled. Yeah. It looks really good. I think the Dink is the person
The
who
Dink,
modeled that.
yeah, she's one. Yeah, she's one of our character
super
artists.
good.
She's fantastic.
What is the costume that she keeps asking about if she could make on a daily basis?
The Gambit.
Gambit.
Yeah, she's
Yes.
teased it on the forums. The shirtless Gambit.
Yes.
She's a big fan.
How much do I love trolls? I don't even know what that is. What is a troll?
They live under bridges.
Oh, I know what it
In
is.
our game, they carry hammers.
Not sure what
They're
that
made of
is.
rock. He's been fighting them all day.
Is there plans
Ghost Rider slash
for the
pose.
relic cleanup UI? I don't know. I've never seen anyone suggest anything to clean up relics or any UI proposals for that.
He just
I don't
talked
know.
about trolls. It's really crazy.
Yeah. Maybe someone posted a really cool looking mocked up UI or something. That'd be good, but I haven't seen it. Doomsaw XP synergy buff. Yeah, Cyclops level 50 synergy is now 10%, which is good.
Oh wow, that's a huge boost.
And
it was 2% before, right?
it's 2%. So
Yeah, that's a huge upgrade.
we took the J. Wilson doublet philosophy and we quintupled it. But we only do it for good things. Not
That's actually
bad
more
things.
than... All right,
Yeah.
No, that's right. I can't math. That's fine.
Yes.
Actually, I'm illiterate, too.
Spider-Man 2099 costume. We do not have that on the calendar at this point. But we do want to do his Back in Black costume, which is awesome.
Which is arguably his most requested.
A question about Iron Spider for Spidey.
That's his other most requested, if I was going to say. And that's why it's arguable that Back in Black is.
Yes. Is there plans for a buff and debuff bar? That's a really good question. We talked about that at length yesterday during the user interface meeting, which is my favorite meeting because we get to do tons of cool stuff. We probably will need to have a debuff and buff bar for raids. It's
a lot of sense.
Solo content, you don't really need it that much. But the difficulty, the sheer difficulty of raids is probably going to have us do it. So we decided yesterday that we would sample some designs, both in the traditional MMO model, which is above the experience bar, which might work, or in our sort of unique bottom right-hand corner model, one of those two. So we'll see. We have to decide what exactly to show, because at any given time, a hero can have 20, 30 buffs if there's multiple insignias going on.
Insignias, auras, everything like that.
Yes.
And plenty of items, other items like uniques often give team buffs.
Yes. I want to give props to Elgand, who mentions that buffs and debuffs are necessary for PvP, which is absolutely true.
Totally
As a PvP player, you need to be extremely conscious of when a debuff is going to wear off, when your immunity to CC is going to wear off, etc. So I 100% agree with you. Is Obama going to be playable? No, he wasn't
a Marvel comic though. He's been in.
We did ask the administration to do some work on our website, but that didn't work out too well. So,
but the advanced packs work great.
Yep. When is Sting getting his much needed love? I agree. He needs some love. I just put in some DPS buffs this morning for a thing, both on his auras and some personal DPS. He does need some love, but it will be...
His DPS definitely feels a lot better, though. Even Think fans are saying, like, this is... To his DPS alone, this has been a huge upgrade, this pass on him. So he definitely feels a lot better right now, but I totally agree he needs something to make him special.
Give
him a little love.
He's a really good taunt tank. He has multiple things that radically increase his DPS against taunted enemies, both which is Jagged Defender and his bonus versus taunted. So doing DPS tests on him is really interesting. He's not OP when he's hitting a target dummy that is not hitting back, but when he's in a group and he's using AoE powers on AoE taunt, he does a huge amount of damage, and I think Thing players know that he does good damage, and now he will do insane damage versus taunted. Is there going to be any more bag space? We have on the list of UI stuff the ability to sell with, I think, maybe G's or splinters or both, I don't know. One more like inventory tab, but that is low priority because we have to do a bunch of other stuff first, like raid UI and Stark Tech and achievements and stuff like that. Apparently we do not care about making money as much as making cool shit, which is fine.
I think that's still a good improvement.
Yes. Epsilon 07 said heroes are taking more than the suggested 15%. Yeah, that's fine. They are taking more than 15%, but it's irrelevant because we base around time to kill, not around sort of percentages. So, yes, and we've adjusted the play. Trickshaw, who's I think my favorite after now Skid Row. Is there any plans for? And I just forgot. So still give the guy some points. A guy got a free code.
We've been giving out free Gambit codes to people who are asking questions.
The Lone Wolf Shepherd asks
again
if PvP ends up being really fun and balanced and a lot of people play and becomes competitive, will we support it? I would say absolutely 100%.
Of course.
We have a lot of people who enjoy competitive esports, both as organizers and players and designers, so we would absolutely 100% support it and encourage it. If people want to host tournaments, we would support them. If people want to stream it, we'd support that. I am always watching 1 or 2 streams, either on my anonymous account or Doomsaw account, and I think it's really good.
Yeah.
Is there going to be an option to combine duplicate uniques? You know, that's not a high priority thing for us right now. We have so many other really cool stuff, but you never know. Save them. 'Cause I know everyone has lots of extra stash room. PvP enabled Midtown Patrol map. You sir. You sir. Citizen Filibuster. Who was that?
Citizen filibuster. Are we citizen filibustering? Filibustering? I don't know what the...
Whoever suggested that, yes, that is exactly what we were thinking of for the next PvP map. We are debating whether or not to put it in Asgard as a Ragnarok style mode that's about the size of Midtown with a bunch of cool objectives, or potentially just put it in Midtown. The thing about putting it in Midtown means we can do it faster because we already have all the art.
That's true.
But putting it in a different zone means you don't get tired of the same art. So TBD, but it's a great idea. Are there plans for, this is awesome, Civil War or Avengers versus X-Men? And I was just thinking about that right before this meeting. You know that we did the whole unlock the Bifrost Bridge.
Yeah, the big unlock event we did.
Yep.
Community event. Yeah,
and we did okay. Like we didn't plan enough for it, obviously, but we got the tech for it, and it was kind of kick-ass, even though there's some exploits here and there, quote unquote, and we didn't really announce the prizes, and I kept buffing the prizes over and over and over. But anyway, we learned infinite from that. We know exactly how we would do it in the future, announce everything, make it not exploitable in any way, make it so that you want to participate even if you don't win.
But he loves me.
Oh, Malisaur online, hi.
He loves me, apparently.
Aww.
Lots of hearts.
Purple, they're purple hearts. Oh, injured. So anyway, your question was Avengers versus X-Men, etc. Avengers versus X-Men was one thing I thought we could do.
Right.
Because instead of just all working together to unlock the bridge, you could actually decide who your team is. Do you love the X-Men? Do you love the Avengers? Do you not care but still want to support one? You can do quests to help one or the other side, and there'll be game-wide repercussions. So if X-Men wins, maybe we do something with X-Defense. Or if Avengers wins, maybe we do something with Avengers Tower. Or maybe we strictly say a character, a new hero is decided based on that.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, so...
That's really cool.
If you want Kitty Pryde, or Jubilee, or Havoc, or whatever...
Can I have all of those?
No. You have to choose. But we can say, this character will be in the game, or a really awesome Avenger, She-Hulk, will be in the game.
Spider-Woman.
Spider-Woman. Oh yeah, awesome. And whoever wins,
Vision.
We're actually going to make that character. So people will actually be a lot more enthusiastic if there's
that makes a lot of sense.
repercussions.
I think that's actually a really exciting idea. It gives us a lot of possibilities for the future.
Yeah.
Did you want to start showing off some things? I know we're
Infinite.
answering infinite questions.
No, I want to answer more infinite questions. So many
The
good
questions aren't infinite. There's an infinite map.
When's the first raid going to be released? I saw some of the amazing zones. It's huge.
Oh yes, the level design team is doing amazing work on them.
Yeah, so I think we'll go in beta. 60, 70 days will be in beta, and then depending on how polished it is and how fun it is, we'll decide when to release from there. But you never know. We can decide to put something else in ahead of it. Does Marvel Heroes plan to go on consoles? We have talked about consoles a lot. We don't have anybody working on consoles. Everyone's working on the PC version.
The Mac version too.
Oh yeah, and the Mac version. Yep.
Yeah, we have a team working solely on the Mac version, which we hope will be in beta the beginning of the year sometime.
Yeah.
Which is very exciting.
Coldbane, again, are there any opportunities to make your own hero? Probably not, although there are some heroes in the game that could be made much more customizable than other heroes, if you know what I mean. Yes.
Who could that be?
Someone asked when the Thor and Storm revamp are. We definitely have those probably in the top half. along with characters like Cyclops, who just needs a little bit more interesting gameplay.
I know Wolverine's been requested quite a bit for the same reason.
Yep.
And we've done a lot of talking about Wolverine.
Wolverine needs a couple more button options. Who got the dev job? TBD. I kind of put that on hold because we had so much work for DPS review. We got an amazing number of resumes for the dev job from game designers, from hardcore players, from lots of people in top rating guilds, engineers, artists, modders, one pirate, which was awesome.
Like,
it's obvious, hire a pirate. Yeah, a pirate. So we definitely hire the pirate and then one other, but it was super humbling.
So what is the pirate gonna do?
He just
He's gonna go to the store and on his ship and get us some free stuff. Okay.
Demi Luna 1 says, Scarlet, when are we going to do Scarlet Witch's review? Michael Mayhem has a really good design for Scarlet Witch's review, but we want to involve the community in a very high way with all the reviews. I mean, that's the whole point.
To bring them to what they expect.
We're not doing this for our health. We're doing it for you guys.
Definitely not for our health.
In the new year, we will... wow, the sound doesn't work with this thing. Yeah, can't understand that. That's fine. Anyway, Scarlet Witch, 2014.
Well, I think everybody should do it.
There is a school of thought that if a hero ever appeared on the starting lineup, we should prioritize them a little bit higher, because it means more people were playing them.
Or are,
Yes.
Even for people who got removed.
Yes,
and a tremendous amount of players.
Yeah, if they're in the original starting lineup or the new starting lineup, especially if they're in both, we should really prioritize those a lot too.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Which is why Cap and Hawkeye. Well, Cap and Hawkeye also just need some.
Yes. Info on fortune cards. I do not know. I would ask Austin, but I think he wants to do one in January. And
I think that's what we talked about.
Yep. Plans for group legendary quests. Yes. We want to do Odin quest groups. We haven't determined the exact balance. I think we'll probably just be pretty generous with those. And it's for a social game, it's a must-have.
We should note the presents on your holiday presents instead of credits, which is just super awesome. I don't know. It was a nice touch that kind of came in by complete surprise, I think, for us.
Yes.
It was just like one day, the art team was like, "Hey, we made presents for you."
The art team said we made presents, and we made snow on the balcony.
Yes, we should show Avengers Tower. Avengers Tower is pretty amazing.
The starting lineup. Okay. Star-Lord, by the way, is really cool. We're super lucky to get Marvel come and visit us occasionally, and the last time they were here, they showed us
some good stuff.
A really cool chunk of the film of Guardians of the Galaxy, and when you see Star-Lord's personality, you will realize why we decided to put Star-Lord in the game.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm insanely excited. I saw people were very excited about what costume we have in the advanced pack as well, and obviously that won't be his only one, but he's going to be buddies with Rocket.
When you finish the Mac version, are we getting a Linux version? Probably not. Not enough people would use it. Doomsaw, you remember when you threatened me with the 1-year ban? Yeah, that was hilarious. I love doing that. Any plans for Havoc? Yes. Yeah, we're gonna do Havoc one day.
I love cool. Havoc. Alex, that's my favorite Summers. I'm just saying.
That's your favorite Summers. Interesting.
Summers.
Yeah.
I like Havoc a lot.
Sweet.
What?
I think that matters.
It does matter. I just want to share my opinions with everybody. That's actually why we're streaming, so I can tell everybody what characters I love most. Moon Knight.
Can you speak to the... There's so many good questions. This is ridiculous. Can you speak about competitive PvE? Yes. We want to offer not just competitive PvP, but also competitive PvE, because the game is really set up extremely well for competitive PvE. As you can see, doing a PvP mode is awesome and it's fun. It's completely different AI that you're fighting against when it's humans involved, but it takes a lot. It takes months to balance it. Competitive PvE takes very little time to balance, but it does take more time to program. So our competitive PvE mode is going to be, I don't want to spoil too much, but there will be 2 teams of 5. They will be set in Svartalfheim, and the first time I said that.
I can't believe you said it. I just realized. I was watching gameplay and it was like Svartalfheim. Okay.
Yes, and they'll be doing things as they're defeating their waves of PvE opponents. They'll be doing things that hurt the other team, kind of like Battle Tetris or any kind of
Tetris Attack.
Tetris Attack.
The finest Tetris game of all time.
Oh man, we used to play that in my office all the times.
There's a Super Nintendo here somewhere that still has it.
Yeah, combination of Nexus Wars, Tetris Attack, Horde mode kind of thing, which looks like it's gonna be ridiculously fun, and I think it will probably be our most favorite mode for just queuing up and playing 30 minutes. You can make sure the rewards are very good. I think it's just a slam dunk.
Yeah, I think it gives everybody what they want. It gives
Yep.
PvE players what they want. It gives competitive players what they want. If you kind of just want to chill out and don't want the intenseness of a normal PvP match.
Yes. Question of Alejandra Blaze costume. Do you want to answer that question? Still probably PvP.
We'd definitely like to do that as an enhance as well. We did do one of Ghost Rider's uniques is Alejandra's
That's right.
scythe, which is very cool. But yeah, we'd definitely like to do her. I think she has a great design. I think she would fit really well. And we're obviously on a trend of doing female versions of our male characters.
Right.
Which people seem to really enjoy. I'm very excited for Kate Bishop.
Question of... there's Lion Striker. That guy is kind of a troll. Half-Life 3 confirmed
you can't just say that.
by Marvel Heroes. Yeah, that's true. Trade window, yep, we're working on that. Is the Ghost Rider actor Brian Bloom? I don't know.
It's not Brian Bloom. No.
Okay.
I don't know his name. I have it on my desk right now. And we could bring the producer in here if we could. But Brian Bloom plays our cat.
Oh yeah, that's right. And he is. Voice acting is a really interesting thing. Sometimes we get voice actors who actually ask to play certain characters because they're really passionate about them, which is cool. You notice that one of the few things that costs money are the enhanced costumes, and that's because we have to pay voice actors. We only use unionized voice actors, and they're guys that, if you're familiar with the voice acting world, we usually get pretty big names. And we have them fly into an LA studio. We have one of our producers go to the LA studio. We have screenwriters write every line, who are also comic book aficionados, and they have a lot of experience on it, and it's pretty expensive to get all that done, which is why enhanced are expensive. You don't actually make any more money on them, but it's cool.
Yeah, I think it broadens the scope, like the flavor of the game, and lets everybody feel different and look different. Literary Bill is my personal favorite enhance that we've released, just because I love Literary Bill. Because I love Bill Keaton, out there character.
When's the team up system coming out? Probably our goal would probably do it around the Cat movie again. Cat has a lot of good team ups.
Makes sense.
How far along are you in the 10 heroes? Various stages, like Nightcrawlers, completely designed.
He's coming along too.
Yeah.
I just saw some stuff. I saw the animators animating Nightcrawler, and I got very excited.
Yeah.
I'll spoil it. He has swords.
He does have swords. But some guys are not too far along. Like Juggernaut only has one ability so far, which is punch.
He has another ability. He does.
Yeah. Will the Dark Avengers storyline ever make it? Unclear. We have about 5 storylines we want to do first, but it's a decent storyline.
Don't tease the one you want to tease. There's a storyline right on the tip of your head. It's right here. I see it.
Now you're
Stop
making
it.
me want.
I know, but don't do it.
Okay.
Maybe next time.
You're invading my mind with that. Chapters 10 11, yes, we have plans for them.
And he's about to spoil what I told him not to.
No, I'm not going to spoil. We will.
He's gonna beat me.
Does David Brevik play? Yes, he has multiple mains, including Scarlet Witch and Colossus.
Yep, those are his guys right now.
Yep. There's David Brevik. He plays actually more than a lot of people. and every day he has feedback. He's like, hey, this thing is blah, or can we put more cowbell, that sort of thing.
Yeah, he hasn't asked for that yet, but
Yeah.
it's coming. That's a good unique artifact from that level, by the way.
Yeah, that is a good one.
Dave's cowbell.
Yes. Yes. So chapter 10 and 11, we're not going to rush them out. We want to keep doing more stuff for Asgard, like Svartalfheim, like the big raid, like the rune word system, finish up the Fire and Ice PvP mode, get it out of beta.
Yep.
And then do a couple other big things that are not really story content, but they're one-off events, and like the unlimited dungeon. And then we will do the next chapter. And we have several chapters planned. Some are complicated, some are simple, but they're taken from the comics, and they're pretty cool.
As we get closer, you'll recognize pretty much all of them.
Yeah. Like I see people asking Secret War, Age of Apocalypse, other things, and the answer is yes, obviously we will do all those.
Yep.
The thing about Zillion is that they have a 10-year contract with Marvel, and
it's only a few years then. It's only been a couple years.
Yeah, so we have a long time to go. So
it's a lot of heroes.
Yeah, and at the rate we put out stuff, we'll be done every comic in 1 year. Not even true.
It's not true. You know, they still make comics.
Someone says Doomsaw.
I could spoil it.
You mentioned with the DPS rework that all heroes should have close to the same TTK and TTL. Does that include the light, medium, heavy armor situation? And yes, it does. Everything is taken into consideration for time to live, including armor. Now we've started to take into consideration life on hit, passive life regen, dodge, pure dodge, stuff like parry, which was just added to Gambit the other day, ignore pain type mechanics.
Which Ghost Rider has a bit of. Spirit of Vengeance.
Yep. The Punishers ignore pain, which is a great game mechanic, by the way, as you know.
That's my very favorite.
If you're a Punisher player. So yeah, everything's taken into account. The whitelist testers are very good at analyzing a lot of stuff for us, which is good because the manpower really helps. One of the testers, Anthua, was very helpful at putting together a really, really comprehensive spreadsheet of time to live, and it has really helped. And our own internal time to live tests back it up really well. So it's pretty easy to find time to live. Like, no matter what, if any hero doesn't have close time to live, it is very obvious. It's very obvious to say, oh, okay, this hero has access to dodge buff. This hero has access to defense or lifesteal, etc., and it's very easy to tweak numbers now.
Right.
So if your hero goes out in this patch and he's 3% less survivable than he should be, it is such a trivially easy thing for us to fix in the next patch, and we will definitely do it.
Absolutely. We're going to be analyzing a lot over the holidays.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, we take everything into account. Same time to kill. Obviously, everything is situational, and every hero is built completely differently.
Right.
You play Wolverine. It's a lot different than playing Ghost Rider. A lot different than playing Jean Grey. Both in and out of Phoenix. Both forms should be viable, by the way. So you're going to get your time to kill in vastly different ways, and you will have advantages in certain situations. The thing will have an advantage when there's a lot of dudes to time.
Yeah, and like Ghost Rider will have an advantage as he gets lower. He has Spirit of Vengeance, which gives him a big damage rating boost and defense boost. So his time to live is his time to kill is a lot tougher to test for that reason.
Yes.
Although he has synergy with Infernal Combat.
Question of, when we add new content, are we going to retire heroic and super heroic? And I think we probably will not. We'll probably just have an overlap. Also, some tech we were talking about for Chapter 10. I probably didn't even tell you this yet. We're talking about having new chapters not be heroic, super heroic, or normal, but instead be just automatically level banded, kind of like Midtown. So
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about messing around with difficulty modes. You just slide into your level band automatically.
That makes a lot of sense. It means you don't have to like get to the next branch if you want to play Asgard.
Yeah.
Like if you're in the middle.
Yeah. We were talking about the player experience of Asgard when we launched it. It's obviously some really beautiful zones, but your first player experience, if you're level 60, is, oh, you got to go back, and if you want to get everything from it, you have to go kill gray mobs for 30 minutes. So a way around that is just level banding. Question about supergroups and supergroup versus supergroup PvP. We definitely have on the list a ton of supergroup improvements, and some kind of ranking in PvP is something we want to do when the PvP rating system comes out. So that is fairly high on our list. It is top 10 on the list. Can you turn down the game sound further? They're having
Too much hellfire.
Yeah. Yeah. Our game sound does not scale well. The scale is like 1%, 2%, then everything else. So, damn you, Gazillion. Bringing in the Horseman costumes. You want to talk to that?
Which
sir?
ones? Which ones are we talking about specifically?
The gentleman is just asking in general. So obviously the answer is yes.
I mean,
Spoiler.
we're doing, yeah. If we're talking about Horseman of Apocalypse, we're doing Gambit is Death. We already have Hulk is War. Wolverine has a pretty cool one, I'm just saying.
Yeah. I'm going to spoil something. New thing. There are 3 heroes that don't have a unique in their slot right now.
Yes.
Yes. So they have really cool uniques planned for those slots.
That's your spoiler?
Well, the Hawkeye one, the reason the unique is not out yet is that the model is not quite finished yet for the ally that is summoned by his unique. Okay, but she will be finished very soon.
The Hawk Guy Shades, to be clear.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, the Hawk Guy Shades. There's a Captain America one that is also very cool, and I'm very excited for that one.
Yes.
Every time somebody reads that on the lists in our system, they're like, "Oh, are we really doing that?"
Well, can we get an item with a chance to summon Carnage? Sure. Add World War II Captain America, and then there are $45 signs after that. I think that's a really good idea.
For $45?
$45. Yeah.
You named the price. Sorry, man.
Yep. Are we going to have a way to unstack relics? Yes, we do have engineering slated to, in a very simple UI way, unstack them. The thing that makes that difficult is deciding exactly what to do with the UI and making sure it's not too complicated. So we're just going to have just an easy way to unstack them one by one, just by clicking.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Will proc damage items be upgraded to match the new DPS? The answer is yeah, we're going to take a look at that once everything is stabilized, once we're sure the game is at the correct level of balance, and then go over them one by one. And if you want to offer suggestions, put them in the item in the crafting forum, and a bunch of the items designers will look at it.
I'm just enjoying watching Ghost Rider tear through AIM. Is this tier 4? Red or green?
Do we base things on the movies? The answer is definitely yes, and we are lucky enough to get advances on a lot of the movies, so we have things planned for various movies. Are we tweaking Black Widow? Yeah, number 1, we're getting her DPS exactly where we want it to be. Same as everyone else. Same with her time to live. And then we have plans for her level 52 rework. We follow the Black Widow forums very closely. I post on them quite a bit. We have a lot of Black Widow players on the team, and we're debating over what her ultimate should be. But I think
It gets a little heated, actually.
yeah, some people are very
we're
passionately
very
believe
passionate
the ultimate
about
should be
it.
one thing. Mockingbird confirmed. That is not true. Although she is. Other good questions. Are they going to be guild tabards? No. They're not gonna be ones.
Oh, Ghost Rider's Ultimate. I never get tired of watching it.
Yeah.
It's so glorious.
Okay, I think I want to give some previews of. Yeah, I'll show some previews of some of the reworks and some of the stuff we added. Apocalypse as playable. I don't think it'll be playable.
He's kind of a jerk.
Until you actually kill him.
Oh.
Oh, spoilers. Is Agent White Rabbit single?
No comment.
Unclear.
Unclear.
No. Pestilence and Famine. Yep. We're going there. Probably not. Will there be any more of X-Force costumes? I don't know. Will there?
Do you want me to answer?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a really cool one planned.
I didn't even know that. Or did it? Oh, I saw it on the
know.
list. Okay, I just forgot.
I don't want to say who it's for, though.
Nightcrawler information. Yes, sir.
There's two, actually. Sorry, I just realized there's two.
Oh, really?
There's two X-Force costumes.
Nightcrawler is going to be very cool. The thing with Nightcrawler is we want to make his melee feel awesome and extremely unique. Bouncing around, bamfing around people with various strikes, swords, kicks, punches. We want his VFX of his bamps to be absolutely perfect. So there's a lot of discussion about that. We want a lot of unique mechanics involving his bamps. So there's some that are really, really cool.
Yeah, there's some really good designs in there that are really unique to him.
Yep. He has a tree for swords, he has a tree for melee, and a tree for a bunch of miscellaneous really cool stuff.
A tree for bamfing is, I think, the melee tree,
yes.
right?
Oh, is Ghost Rider getting his new Dodge Charger? Not anytime soon.
No, he's not.
No, this is not Defiance. All new X-Men Jean Grey. Yes.
Yes.
She is done.
Yeah, she'll
Almost
be coming quite soon.
Yep. How far is Sue Storm? She's in the design stage right now. That's about it for her. Will Jean Grey's Phoenix form look different in different costumes? We were working on that, but it might take a while because it's tons of work.
Yep. And we have a lot of big, heavy art stuff planned. So those guys are insanely busy.
Are there plans for Valentine's Day? Yes, there are. Definitely. Red Hulk we talk about a lot. I love you too. We're trying to decide whether or not Red Hulk should be its own playable character or an enhanced costume, knowing that it's obviously not Bruce Banner, but we could use a lot of the physique.
The heat VFX.
Yep.
To really make it, really sell it. He'd get a new voice, obviously, that he's Thunderbolt Ross.
Yep. He could use his huge revolver.
Instead of throwing a rock as the Hulk,
yeah.
he can pull out a gun.
That's a really good idea. Awesome. Will Blade be released? Yes, we will definitely do Blade. He's one of the people in discussion for 2014 or early 2015 for sure. We definitely want to do him, and Marvel backs us up. Passenger 57 always bet on black. Red Hulk, yes. All right, Iceman 2014, no, 2015. When comes Santa Hulk? The day before Christmas, you guys will get your Santa Hulk code that you can put into the website and get your free Santa Hulk.
Yep, everybody's going to get one. I'm very excited about that.
He actually looks really good.
He's so cool looking.
He's simple.
They did a good job. It is simple, yeah.
Sick. I'm glad we gave that away for free. That was a good idea.
I don't remember whose idea that was, actually.
Let's see, what else?
I'm going to take credit for it.
I'm going to take a break. We're going to go off camera. I'm going to go to the computer, and then I'm going to go over the various new powers and power trees and talk about some of the design philosophy of the hero mini reviews that we did. Is that okay?
Sounds good.
Retreat! Let them run and hide. It shall not help.
Hi guys. So I'm going to go over some of the heroes and what changes they have for December. And I'll go in alphabetical order, talking about them a little bit. Black Panther actually is a really balanced dude. He has good ranged, he has good AoE. His time to kill is really decent because of the dots that he has and the AoEs that he has and bleeds. So he didn't need a ton of new mechanics, but we did need to buff some of his numbers.
There's no mic. Mic is still muted. You should be able to be heard now.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Great. So because he didn't need a ton of damage enhancers with his already existing pets, with his various dots, AoEs, he has a lot of damage ticking while he's fighting, so his time to kill is easily top tier when you make sure his numbers are balanced. He also has great passives in terms of increasing time to kill. You'll notice that we got some new icons for him. I'm trying to upgrade icons across the game little by little so they look like as good as the ones that come out with guys like Loki and Gambit and Ghost Rider, who all have just crazy good icons. We did buff this in the next patch because it was a little low. Laloric has been incredibly helpful. So if you're a Black Panther player, thank him on the forums. He's the man. So Black Widow, a fan among our Russian players.
Mission accepted.
She did not need a ton of new mechanics just yet. Will be adding a couple of new mechanics for her in her level 52 rework, but she had actually a lot of stuff to work with. You know, she has the always famous drones and rolling grenades for a pretty good AoE. And if you play her in tomorrow's patch or today's patch, you'll notice that they do a very solid, respectable, strong amount of damage. So she has good wave clear. She also has her passive was increased to have crit rating and vulnerability and radar, which is really good. Really good.
Hello.
All that shit in
I just happen to
one
be in the
passive.
neighborhood.
This mechanic is very unique to Black Widow. It's not the smoothest mechanic in the world, and it's definitely not for everyone. But we wanted to keep it, and instead of tearing it out of her kit, we wanted to put it in her kit and just buff it until it is something that people could build around if they want to. So that is there. We are going to keep buffing this until the numbers are viable without being stupid, just in case people want to use it, but they should never be forced to. Coup de grace was something that we, I think, increased the range on just to make it feel a little bit better and increase the damage on it. As with all the charge up skills, we increased how fun and playable they are in today's patch, and we're tweaking it further for tomorrow's patch. And you know, a lot of really cool heroes have charge up powers, including Black Widow. Yesterday we put critical damage rating on Snapshot because we felt it was just a little too low in DPS, and I think this will put her within striking distance of our standard top level DPS goal. One thing that we did, which I think was very welcome, was take movement tags off the fallback powers. which allowed them to enjoy a nice DPS boost. I personally don't use these powers because I like to go all in, I like to go ham. But for those of you who like it, the damage is boosted. We buffed up Red Room Reflexes, which is really the cornerstone of Black Widow's lore and her identity in Soviet Russia. In Soviet Russia, passives buff you, so it was a bit of a weird thing there.
Can you turn down the game volume slightly?
Game volume, yeah, let's just turn it off.
Let's just turn it off so that they can hear you. They can hear you clear, but it's slightly too loud.
Well, that's because it was all at max. What was he doing?
He just really wanted to jam it.
This guy. Okay, perfect. So that's Widow. She still needs more love, and Chuko, I get it. I know you want her uniques to be redesigned. I read everything you post. Next is oh, Cable. I've heard of Cable. Cable was one of my first heroes that I played when I played Marvel Heroes. He's really cool. It's good to have sort of a tanky DPS, range DPS now and then. Cable's not immune to everything like he used to be, but he's still extremely tanky. So there was a day when Energy Pulse was doing like triple damage of any other basic attack in the entire game. That no longer exists. Now Cable players actually have a choice of which basic attack to use. Each one has its merits and is reasonably balanced. His charge-up power is a lot better as of today, which is good because charge-up powers are actually pretty fun when they do good damage. Vortex Grenade, as you know, just a staple. We didn't change a ton of his gameplay. I think with his level 52 rework, we're going to do a couple things so he doesn't have to have 47 dots ticking all at once for max DPS. And as you know, we normalized vulnerability so that everyone just gets a 10% boost, which is pretty huge. A flat 10% boost in an RPG makes a lot of difference. And now everyone has access to it in a different flavorful way. Okay, that's Cable. He's still at the top of the DPS charts, although you have to keep very careful eye on your cooldowns if you want him to be top DPS. And when I say cooldowns, I mean durations. Captain America, nice costume. So Cap is one of the heroes that we've always believed needed a rework the most because he's so iconic, and he was one of the heroes that was one of the first heroes designed in Marvel Heroes. So I don't think the designers had their they didn't really know what they wanted to do with a lot of the heroes yet. So he suffered a little bit from that. But Captain America has a lot to work with. We buffed the heck out of basically every attack's damage. We buffed the heck out of any kind of damage enhancer in his kit, such as this, combat prowess. So now just his DPS is flat out good. This is one of the things we put on his kit, Shield Expertise, getting not only a damage buff to range powers if you want to be a shield slinger Captain America, but also a proc to buff your melee powers so you can legitimately throw your shield into combat, then wade into hand-to-hand combat, throwing your shield occasionally, exactly like you would expect from a comic book style fight. So that has some cool gameplay. You don't have to do that. You can also just be strict melee if you want, and that is very viable. Cap does not have a ton of options yet, and in his 52 rework we probably want to add one more viable build option. The good thing about Cap is that if these are at an appropriate level, he can easily be one of the best raid heroes. He has a taunt now, which is very good. Plus his auras. So I think he's going to be good in raids, and now he's very good single target DPS. And he has a sketchy costume on right now.
That's my favorite costume.
Yes.
It's the best.
Colossus is awesome. With his level 52 rework, we didn't have to do a ton of stuff. We spent a lot of time tuning Colossal Roar to make sure it's good. I think we might have to tweak it just a little bit more. Yeah, but we didn't do a ton of new stuff for Colossus. We just made sure his damage was appropriate and his survivability was appropriate. If anyone got a nerf, it was Colossus, because he was just stupid, unkillable. And the choice is you make everybody stupid, unkillable, or you take him down a bit. So I'd say he got a touch of a nerf, but is still very, 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 very near the top of the charts, if not right at the top of the charts for some things. Another X-Man, Cyclops. The thing that Cyclops needed the most, besides this costume, was just pure DPS upgrade and variety. Because we upgraded his DPS, he does have a little bit more variety right now. There's a couple different builds that I believe will be viable. Optic Devastation with the buff to charge up powers may be viable. You probably don't have to ricochet blast everything now. It does not look like this build. This must be live, so it doesn't have the dot. But one of the things that Cyclops was really lacking was dot in his kit. He had very few time to kill enhancers, frankly. He didn't have that many passives that really strongly buffed his damage. He doesn't have pets, and we didn't want to give him a pet. So we decided to give him a dot with his explosive blast, which is both flavorful and it will really help his kit if you're going for max DPS. We really love the visual on Concussive Force. We think it looks really cool, so we made sure that this rewarded you quite a bit for having Concussive Force on. And he got various just buffs here and there. Just increases in numbers, which is one of the things he needed. We also decided just a couple days ago to give him a martial arts passive if someone wants to play melee, they can, or you can just take it as a 1-point wonder and get a little bit of free defense. Punch Clubs. Daredevil, awesome. I am not Daredevil, but I really like Daredevil. Oh, look at that costume. Yeah, cool. Daredevil needed a lot of DPS work. He needed area clear work. He needed damage enhancers, which he was severely lacking. He needed a little bit of survivability, so he got a lot of those things. Devil of Hell's Kitchen got a lot of buffs as a DPS enhancer. Swinging Assault in the next build is going to have a dot, so basically a concussive, just a concussive lasting wound dot. It's not a bleed, but will do damage over time, so you can jump into combat, have your enemies ticking down damage as you beat them up, and that is going to help your overall DPS. And we also put a dot in his Cane Fu Tree and just basically made sure that all the damage was correctly tagged in the back end of the system so that his DPS was comparable to everyone else's. So he is much more fun right now, and when we do his level 52 rework, he's going to be ultimate Daredevil fun. Oh, I already did Cyclops. So Deadpool, we didn't have to do a ton for Deadpool. When we do his 52 rework, we want to add a lot of fun Deadpool stuff to him. I really didn't like the Armor Buster icon. This is much more clear. This is much more clear, so we did some icon stuff. But anyway, he did get some strict damage buffs. His melee build is really, really good. It's sort of top of the chart right now. Range build is also good, but could be even better. In the actual build that goes live this week, both of his healing powers will be consolidated, just like we did with Wolverine. So there's some very, very good builds for Deadpool. Emma Frost. So we did a couple things with Emma. We took down her survivability in Diamond mode because Diamond form was just basically unkillable. Yikes. She was kind of unkillable and was kind of stupid and it was sort of boring because she didn't do enough damage really. So we took down her survivability in Diamond mode so other people's time to kill could be similar and we could actually balance the video game around that. And we are slowly but surely, for sure, bringing up her damage enhancers. Yeah, do you want me to do everybody or do I have to leave? I'm cool?
No, you can go as long
Okay,
as you
I just want to do everybody. Go through it. Okay. I'll be quick. God, these guys. So anyway, we upped her melee damage enhancers so that if you want to be Diamond form and actually do good damage, you can, not just be indestructible. We also added something we are experimenting with. We're not sure how it's going to work out, but it probably can be balanced with help from testers. And that is the ability for her to sacrifice her minion and then get a buff to all her damage as long as the minion's gone. So it's basically a petless Emma build, which is something they did in WoW a few years ago with Warlocks, and only a small percentage of people wanted to do it, but those people that did it really liked it. So that's going to be an option. You can sacrifice your pet and you get bonus to all your damage, and you can decide if you like that as a build. We are also, we realized that her telepath damage was not good enough for players to spec telepath, so we put a bunch of damage enhancers in telepath. So for Emma players, the goal is you can play a melee build and do just as good melee damage as anyone else. You can play telepath build, you can play pet build, you can play petless build, or you can play hybrid builds. So infinite builds, no waiting. Gambit, when we released Gambit, we basically put him to a more balanced level because we had just released a couple of reworks that were crazy overpowered, thanks to Marshall Black, and people were complaining that we released stuff that was overpowered and then we had to nerf it. So we put Gambit at what was basically the correct time to kill, and people kind of were frustrated that he was not OP. The other thing with Gambit is he's actually kind of complex to get the perfect rotation. So when he came out, people didn't realize how good some good gear and good rotation was, and they didn't realize you could actually kill Doom in 130 with Gambit. So people were outraged. But he's going to be in a really good place when he compared to everyone else, same level. That's the whole point of this DPS rework. In the rework, we took out a secondary resource. It was a hard decision, but it just wasn't having fun gameplay, and we're not going to just try to make something work just because it was our idea. So we took it out and have put it into various places in his kit. I think it could still use tweaking, and we're going to keep doing that because Gambit is a really interesting character and has a lot of options. And we buffed various things, moved things around and buffed various things. We're iterating on him every day until we're sure that he is 100% top tier damage and fun. And slightly more French. We're trying to work in that.
He's not French, he's Cajun.
Ghost Rider, obviously ridiculously cool. Best visuals, North America. Just this thing alone. Look at this. Look at this charge up power. It's pretty crazy. We spent a ton of, well, visual effects team spent a ton of time getting this guy perfect. Just his dash alone, like having the bike pop up from the ground as your dash power, still just as fast as any other dash with your, insane VFX. Just that alone is worth the price of admission. This gameplay is really interesting. The gain both better defense and better offense when you're low, and then having your Necropotence Infernal Contract. Very interesting gameplay. There's a ton of itemization that can be taken advantage of by Ghost Rider players just with this mechanic right here. This is my favorite name of a power, Hell from Above. Yes.
You would think that.
Yes, and then just the name Ride, just a simple Ride. This is the thing that had a full engineer just work on for a long time. It's just the physics are pretty close to perfect, and it just look how it sinks into the ground. Okay. Anyway, tons of chains gameplay, tons of combos, and then signature. Oh, obviously the most ridiculous ultimate in the world. Every ultimate has to be this good, which is totally impossible, but we'll work on it. Punisher's Battle Van will be this good. Alright, this is the way I look at this guy. He's basically combining the Punisher with Human Torch. Hawkeye's awesome. Hawkeye's one of my favorite characters to play, because sometimes you just want to be a ranged character that just shoots everything and see it die. So Hawkeye's really good, but he needed, in order to be in the Iron Man, Loki, Human Torch, Cable level, he needed Jean Grey, Phoenix level. He needed some more time to kill enhancers. So we combine a couple of his passives, which is a very popular thing to request and a very reasonable thing to request and for us to do. And we greatly buffed the stats so that he could do a lot more of the damage. Plus, we fixed a lot of his icons to actually look reasonable. He needs his level 52 rework because he does not have the correct number of options that he should have, and he needs one or two more very impactful skills. Wave of Arrows, we originally turned it into a cone AoE, thinking, oh, this is going to be a good AoE. Then we realized, why try to force something to be an AoE when everyone's using it at point blank range? So we changed it back because we're not overly stubborn, to make sure that it was just viable single target deeps, which I think is cool. I think it's a risk reward gameplay. Plus there are 1+ uniques that were directly designed to be used with it. So we've talked about a lot of different trick arrows for him, single target DPS spenders, maybe making his melee tree more viable, although that's kind of a low priority. So we'll see what happens early in January with his rework. So Hulk got a lot of love. He is a character that started out kind of boring, and then he got a mini rework, and he was I think a lot more fun, and he has one of the most vocal communities. Skid Row has been helping a lot. The thing about Hulk players is there's no consensus on exactly what Hulk should be. Should he be totally unkillable? Should he have better deeps? Should he just rely on health, or should he have other mitigation? There's a lot of different options. How many buttons should he have? How many passives should he have? Should he have anger or not? So we went through a lot of different things for Hulk. I think we're going to keep iterating on him. He's one of the coolest characters in the game, and we've got time, so there's no reason to keep going until he's perfection. Look at this costume.
Hulk is what?
Yeah, yeah. This is really good. Human Torch. Not a lot of changes on Human Torch. He's pretty solid. We did see. We found that 1 or 2 mechanics on Human Torch that were doing a lot more damage than they should have been doing, just in the back end. And we found some stuff that was kind of boring. So we tried to buff that stuff. He's obviously insanely fun. He will not play super differently, but some people will see different build options with him. Iron Man, we changed a couple things. Oh, look at this. This is ridiculous. Yeah. Rhodey, get down. In the next build, we moved arc reactor enhancement down to level 1 so that we could make sure it's working flawlessly. We made a good design decision with it, which was to give you the bonus damage based on your bonus spirit and not factor in your default spirit. And the reason for that is we wanted Iron Man players who had itemized for spirit to be as rewarded as humanly possible. And in ensuring that we could give them the damage multiplier based on their items more than their base spirit, we were able to buff that that quantity per bonus spirit. So, a couple of his overtuned stuff was brought in line. One of the things we did with this rework, which I'm amazed we got done in time, was to calculate what the base damage for each type of power should be, and then create an infrastructure on the back end to correctly tag every power, which meant that heroes would start before their time to kill and time to live enhancers. They would start all equally perfectly balanced, and then their various kits would be a way of creating differences between them, creating different gameplay options, creating different build options, making them feel completely different for each other. So that was a thing that was incredibly useful and allowed us to say, all right, Iron Man is going to have this as one of his core mechanics if players choose. And that worked out pretty well. Jean Grey players are the most fanatical player. We have stats on it. Any changes to Jean Grey get the most posts per change, which is totally reasonable. We all know that Phoenix was the only build for Jean Grey previously, so we wanted to buff the non-Phoenix builds so that they could approach the same DPS as the regular Phoenix builds. So every patch actually for the last few days we've tried to do that. And we gave a big buff to Jean. I think that made it into today's patch. So if you want to play a TK build or telepathy build, you should be able to do that. That should be part of the game. And we're going to keep iterating until that is absolutely 100% true. Loki had some illusions that were doing out of control